Hey there, Start here. So as I mentioned in my video yesterday, I will be going and doing the Grace trials, the Advent of Purgatory, because there are some anniversary quests you can do. So by going back and completing the Grace trials, even if you've already completed them, you got to go back and do them all again. And so here in this video, I'm just going to show you how you can quickly knock them out, assuming you have a fundamental force. So this is part of my Fun with Fundamental Force playlist. And so we're just taking her in to basically obliterate all of these old Grace trials. They're all very old at this point, power crept into oblivion thanks to the power of NV plus units like Fundamental Force. I mean, they were honestly power crept when Hio came out. Like, Hio was murdering these trials on the first turn when he came out. He was just an insanely strong unit on release, still is, but Fundamental Force is obviously much stronger than Hio, and so stands to reason we should be able to first turn kill all of these, even with, you know, pretty cheap gear. And so let's just get in here and let's see how we get this done. So to get to the Advent of Purgatory, you go to the Nemesis tab. All right, there are 4 in here. There should be 5. There's supposed to be a Grace of Water, but we never got it, and we probably never will. For some reason, Grace of Darkness is on the bottom. It's actually the first one that came out. So Grace of Darkness was the first one, and then it was Grace of Flame, then Grace of Lightning, and then Grace of Wind. I'm going to do them in that order. So I'm going to start with Grace of Darkness. The whole idea behind these is that each of these trials comes with a global field effect that amplifies that element by 100%. So it's really easy as long as you just kind of stick to the element that you're going with. The unit doesn't have to be like focused on that element. Just bring somebody to imbue that element. Like in this case, we're going to bring Melissa to imbue with Dark. It also is really nice because she has the killers for all of this one. So she's like the perfect unit for this trial. She does not have to be EX3. EX0 Melissa is perfectly fine. You got everything you need right there at EX0. Same goes for all of these support units, basically, like like Axstar, Renoa and Angelo. Kaito, you know, Kaito honestly doesn't even need to be here. I just love bringing Kaito. And, you know, any 88 or 89 breaker is good in his spot there. But yeah, so for this one, basically, the builds are all pretty similar. You know, Fundamental Force is great because she has the killers for pretty much all the races to all the Grace trials, with the exception of Machine. So when we get to the next trial that has a Machine in it, we will have to build her for some Machine killer. But I literally just took the same Fundamental Force that I took into the boss rush yesterday. Still has like Aqua and Killer in it. I did throw a Bahamut Synergy in there. Everybody on this team has one Bahamut Synergy, and that is specifically because Renoa needs to be able to summon Diablos for the Dark Imperil field. Now, if you have a unit like Elisperis or Zon, the new Zon, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, you can use Zon has an on-demand Dark Imperil field. Elisperis has a Dark Imperil field, and you're good to go. You know, Axstar the Return, he's literally just here for a Dark Imperil. If you have another unit you want to toss in there that does an even better Dark Imperil, that's great. You know, Kaito is literally just here to do an 88% full break, and you can slot any breaker in his spot. Melissa is a little harder to replace on this one, but honestly, all you really need is a Dark Imbue unit that can also buff, you know, do a stat buff and an LB damage buff. You know, Melissa is great because she has the killers, but this one is so old that honestly, you don't even need the killers. And, you know, any Fundamental Force on your friends list is probably already going to come in with all the killers you need. So this one is, for example, Human, Beast, and Dragon. All right, Fundamental Force basically innately caps all of those. So you see this friend has 300 Human, 300 Beast, 300 Dragon innately. I don't even think they really like built it for the killers. Although I think her TMR comes with all those killers, doesn't it? It basically comes with, doesn't it? Doesn't her STMR come with it? Oh, he hasn't upgraded her TMR. Yeah, so her TMR, when you upgrade it, comes with 100% killers to all those races, I think. Or maybe it's only like 2. I don't know. Anyways, point is, she innately caps all those very easily. All right, so we're just going to take this team. The gear on all the rest of the units are basically irrelevant. Renoa just needs her TMR in order to be able to get the Imperil field by summoning Diablos. Everybody on the party has one Bahamut Synergy, which you get from what is it, like Dracophine or something like that. It just fills up the Esper gauge for you on turn 1. So that's pretty much all you need. Everybody can be naked except for Fundamental Force and the Bahamut synergies, and then the TMR on Renoa. That's all you really need. All right, let's get in here and let's do it. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and summon Diablos here with Renoa. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and set these up so that we can murder. We're going to do Crashing Wave for the full break. Axstar is going to do Darkbreaker, which is his own TMR. All right, that just does the 135% Dark Imperil. Melissa is going to do Curse Control for the Imbue, Minutes of Might for the buffs, and then Human Killer on my Fundamental Force. If your friend Fundamental Force is stronger than yours, obviously put the buff on your friend. It's a 250 single target, but it's a 150 to everybody. So no matter what, everybody's getting some Human Killer here. And then we just chain these guys away. They're dead before you're even like halfway done with the chain, because this trial is so old. All right, 40 billion, nice. All right, I think the bosses only have like 2 billion or something. Okay, so I'm basically gonna hit reload. Except for Renault, we don't need to re-up the field now, because it will stay, you know, for each wave of the fight. I'm going to hit reload, except with Melissa, we are going to change the killer to Beast. So we'll do Curse Control, Minutes of Might, and then Beast Killer on mine. And Melissa's probably not even necessary here with those killers, because we're doing just so much stupid amounts of overkill damage here. All right. I mean, like Fundamental Force's LB is heavily stacked on that last hit. So you know when the boss is dead before you even get to that last hit. You know you're just doing stupid amounts of overkill damage here. Okay, so last fight is a dragon. All right, so again, we're just going to reload and repeat. You know, mine's EX3, so I get the SLB, but even if yours isn't, it's not going to make a difference. It's really not going to make a difference. Okay, Melissa will do Curse Control again, Minutes of Might, and Dragon Killer on mine. Okay, and let's murder away. All right, there you go. Massive amounts of overkill. Okay, and you know, I will be doing timestamps here so you guys can jump around to the different Grace trials. I'm just going to do them all. I'm just going to go ahead and do them all because they're that easy to knock out. So that was Grace of Darkness. We're now going to do Grace of Flame, which was the next one in the release cycle. Okay, again, I'm just going to grab a random friend. Let's see, yeah, Bareth. There we go. All right, let's load up my fire team. Okay. All right, so the team is a little bit different. So just to show you, you know, some different units, or you know, some different ways to use the units. All right, so we are retaining Melissa just for a human killer on the party, because the first 2 waves are human, and then the last wave is machine. We've got Roberta as our fire imbue. She's going to do a fire imbue and a fire imperil. We're bringing Ingus because I love this guy. He got some really great upgrades to include some fields along with his breaks. You do have to upgrade. It does take crowns, so if you know, I'm just kind of doing it as a showcase for him. But yeah, you do have to upgrade this Hidden Feelings for Princess Sarah. It takes a couple of crowns, I think, and it gives him some fields. Actually, I think it's in the Brave Shift that you have to upgrade. Yeah, sorry, it's this Brave Shift one. Which one is it? Let me make sure I'm showing you the right thing. Escaped from Jin's Curse. So you have to upgrade that. I think it takes 2 crowns, not very much. That's why he's in Brave Shift form, because it does a full break, it does a big imperil and imperil field. So it's just a nice all-in-one move here. And then as far as building our our fundamental force. I put in valued memories for 100% machine killer, mechanic for the royal family for 100% machine killer, and so she has full machine killer because she also gets machine killer from scanning goggles, and then 50% from Bahamut Esper. Oh yeah, and this is the vision card. She has this vision card on all of her builds. Obviously, I'm not using her EX ability because I don't want to assume yours is EX3. And yeah, that's pretty much all we need. We just need human and machine killer for this one, a source of fire, imbue and imperil, breaks, all that jazz, and we are good to go. Oh, and Kaito's going to supply our machine killer, which is why he's in his normal form. He's just going to be hanging out until we get to the third fight where he's going to use his machine killer for us. All right, let's get in here and get this one done. Okay, so first two waves are humans, last wave is machine. Okay, so Melissa on this one is definitely not going to Dark Imbue us. On this one, Melissa is going to still do her Minutes of Might for the LB damage buff. We'll do Human Killer on mine, and then we'll just do Parasol Shield. Okay, Kaito can just guard, he doesn't need to do anything. Ingus is just going to do LB. All right, so that does the Imperil Field, and then Roberta's just going to do Inferno Breath to imbue and amp. All right, and now we can just LB. And yeah, again, I mean, these trials are so power crept, so heavily power crept. Like when they first came out, like Grace of Darkness came out with the very first leader skill, so you could still beat these trials without leader skills when they first came out, and in fact the first time I beat Grace of Darkness and Grace of Fire, I'm pretty sure I did without. Actually, I definitely did Grace of Darkness without a leader skill because I did not have an Abara or a Deoxys at the time, so I just had to do I had to do what I had to do. So we're just going to reload and repeat here, by the way. I did what I had to do, and I got it done without a leader skill. And I think Grace of Fire came out around the time that it came out with Flaring Ether Rain, I think. And I pulled hard for Flaring Ether Rain. Like I saved up a lot because I knew he was coming and knew he was going to be great. And so I did have a leader skill for Grace of Fire, I think, because I had Flaring Ether Rain. But even then, it was like a 500% leader skill. Now we have like 900, 1,000, 1,250, and so like leader skills are one of the things that's power creeping these things. Okay, so Kaito's finally going to do something. He's going to do his Receding Tide for the machine killers. All right, so all right, everyone can go. All right, and let's murder. There we go. Too easy. Oh man, yeah, these things are old. But you clear them. If you go back and clear them all, you get an easy 4,000 replica lapis, which is enough to get you close to buying, a shard packet. All right, so that's Grace of Flame taken out. Let's do Grace of Lightning next. All right, so this one is all machines, okay? I doubt I'm gonna find one on my friends list that has machines in it, but that's okay. I'm just grabbing randoms. I'm grabbing randos here, so let's do Grace of Lightning. There's my Grace of Lightning team, okay? So again, just, displaying some different units you can use for different purposes. All right, so always love having an opportunity to throw Best Girl Sylvie in the mix. So she's here literally just to do our Lightning Imbue with the 45% amp. The free unit, Princess of Liberty Ash, she is here to do the full buff, the Lightning Amp field for us. And then Nora is here just to have an on-demand Lightning Imperil field. She also has machine killers in her kit. And then Kaito is just here to do the breaks again, just to do the 88% breaks. All right, nothing changes in the build. The build is exactly the same as before with the machine killers in the kit. And that's all we really need, okay? Doesn't even matter what the friend has. Friend probably has, what, 50% machine killer? All right, let's take a look. Ooh, 100%, look at that. Look at that. Went the extra mile and did 100% machine killer. All right, that must be coming from Mystic Acuity, huh? Yep, there it is. Okay, so Mystic Acuity and Bahama Esper. Wow, awesome, 100%. Like I said, you know, it doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter if your friend is built for it or not. You're gonna murder it anyways. All right, let's get in here and knock this one out quick and easy. Okay. All right, Sylvie literally, the only thing she does here is bolt, egg, basket. Okay, it's the only thing she does. Nora is for every fight, and we're just going to reload and repeat. Magic Entrapment, Esoteric Lightning, and Conqueror of Machines. All right, for the Machine Killer. Kaito at literally every fight, she's going to do Crashing Waves. That's all he's got to do. All right, Ash, every fight. It's just going to do Royals Order. Notice I've upgraded to level 5. That is very important. All right, I might not have mentioned this in a previous video, but you have to upgrade this to level 5 to get the full 400% full buff and 300% LB damage buff. If you do not upgrade it, it's a really crappy buff. Same thing goes for the Lightning Amp. If you don't upgrade it, it's only like a 30% amp, so make sure you upgrade it to get the full 70%. And then it doesn't matter what her third action is. We'll just do Royals Insight. Honestly, doesn't matter. And then we're just going to LB and murder the crap out of this thing. Okay, easy peasy. All right, and we just get to reload and repeat here. It's the beauty of power creep and taking on old trials is that you don't have to worry about mechanics. You can just go in and nuke everything from orbit in a nice reload repeat pattern. Okay. Very easy. Okay. All right, reload and repeat and murder away. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Here we go. Getting the job done, getting the job done. Grace of Lightning. Knocked out quick. Yeah, I remember Grace of Lightning came out right around the time that Wondrous Flash Lightning came out, I think. Right? That was kind of the whole point. And yeah, it was easily murdered by her because she had her own like 750 leader skill, which, you know, at that time was, you know, the top of the meta. All right, last one is Grace of Wind. Okay. Again, let's just grab a random friend. So these are all dragons. So pretty much any fundamental force is going to have maxed out dragon killers. All right, I want to see if I can actually find like one of my friends on here. All right, I'm going to use the update button. If you haven't used this, it works wonders. There we go. Let's take Stone. Because I used Brick Cell yesterday in one of my videos. Let's take Stone. I like that name, Stone. Yes. All right, sounds very masculine. Stone. Okay. I don't think I've done anything different with the build. Nope, it's exactly the same because we have innate dragon killers. So, yeah, Kaito. Oh, wait. That's because I haven't loaded my team. Duh. Okay. Let's do the Grace of Wind. I was wondering like why it was still set on Lightning. Okay, we're bringing Ingus back because Ingus also does Imperil and Imperil Field to Wind. We're using Chizuru as our Imbue unit. You could honestly use someone like Malphase. She works really well as a Wind Imbue. Also has a Wind Imperil Field. But, you know, I'm using Chizuru because she's super old. Surely got one lying around. She can be EX0. That's perfectly fine. We are going to be using Kaito. Kaito is very helpful here, specifically with the first fight, because the boss does an undispellable defense buff, on turn 1, and so Kaito can use his ability to roll that back, allowing us to do a first turn kill on the first boss. That's really the only reason why he's here. And then Melissa is here strictly for the Dragon Killer, also for the LB damage buff. Okay, but yeah, I don't think anything's changed in the build still. Yeah, no, the build still stays the same because she has innate Dragon Killers, so we honestly don't care about that. So let's just get in here. The builds of all the rest of the units are irrelevant. The only person you need to worry about building is your fundamental force. All right, well, let's get in here. Okay. So yeah, this boss will enshroud you in mist, and then it does this undispellable defense buff, and it does that defense and spirit. It does that like every turn for like 4 turns. You have to hit it. I think you have to hit it with something. I don't know. I can't remember the mechanics, but you know, thankfully we're at a point where we can literally ignore all the mechanics. And so Melissa's just going to do shared immunity to get rid of the blindness, just in case your units are blinded for any reason. Minutes of Might for the buffs, and Dragon Killer on my fundamental force. All right, Kaito is going to do his Unpredictable Tide to roll away the defense and spirit buffs, followed by Crashing Wave, and then it doesn't matter what his last action is. Ingus just does LB. Chizuru is going to do Strong Samurai, Eastern Winds, and Orochi Blade. Okay. So that does a bigger, it does like a 350 full buff on the party. The Eastern Winds does the Wind Imperil, but we already get that. And then the Orochi Blade does the Wind Imbue with the 45% amp. So now we can just LB to our heart's content. And do insane amounts of overkill. All right. Yeah, I mean, Fundamental Force just embarrasses all of these bosses. Okay. And we're literally just going to reload and repeat. Obviously, Kaito cannot repeat because he can't use that ability again, but that's fine. He doesn't need to. Now all he has to do is Crashing Wave. Actually, he doesn't even need to do that because Ingus does the breaks anyways. So we honestly don't even need Kaito for anything anymore. Poor guy. But yeah, we'll do it anyways. And then, yeah, Chizuru and Melissa can go. And we are good to go here. All right, let's do it. Okay, easy peasy. All right, and the last boss is no different. Literally just a reload, repeat, and there you go. All the Grace Trials done in 20 minutes. All right, so if you can find 20 minutes out of your day, you can get your replica Lapis. Okay, and let's do it. Boom. Easy peasy. All right. Well, there you go. That's all the Grace Trials. Fundamental Force really just creeping them completely into oblivion. So hopefully this was fun or you know, entertaining, maybe helpful to you guys. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot else out there. I mean, you know, everything before the Grace Trials is also insanely power crept. I don't even know if it's worth it to go back and do like the 12 types. Those are super power crept, but I don't know. Maybe I will. I would like to get back to working on Vlad and Kefka, though. Really hoping I can try and get at least one of those two done before Wilhelm comes out, because I think Wilhelm is probably going to be sort of like the next creep up in the meta with the overdrive system. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the other side.